What's up, kitchen table wizards? What's up, deck brewers? Today we are going to battle it out, cats versus sea monsters in this new duel, and this will be the first duel of our tribal bracket. So you're going to see here a list of other decks that will be seen to battle it out, and one deck will stand tall. Let's first look at the cats. Of course, cats deck. Small creatures, a good curve. I see a Savannah Lion, a Dread Malkin, and a Twilight Panther in the 1-drop. And then, of course, we have some cats that boost other cats like King of Pride and Kahira, and some cats that make other cats like the Leonin War Leader. Of course, sea monsters. That's a deck with counter spells, with removal, with bounce, with mass removal, some card draw, and big sea monsters like the Scourge of Fleets and Slyn Voda. Fight! We start with the rock, paper, scissors, and the sea monsters are going to start. Opening hands are being drawn, and a mulligan for the cats. Let's maybe already look at the hand of the sea monsters. I see 3 lands. I see some removal in an Agony Warp. Great to kill a cat and to make a cat weaker. And then there's this card, Dimir Charm. It's a card that does a lot of things. It can destroy a target creature with power 2 or less. Or look at the top 3 cards as well to manipulate a little bit your library or even the library of your opponent. I see some lands here with the cat, so that means that we are heading into game 1. I also see a Leonin War Leader there, so a great card in the deck. I see already 2 of them actually. And we're going to start out with a land that also gives life for the sea monsters. Golden Familiar is the draw for the cat player, and of course already turn 1, of course, Leonin Vanguard, a 1/1 that gets stronger if there are more cats. Now the ramp is there for the control player, and it's great for the cat player because there are more lands coming up. And also a Temple of Silence. And there is the attack from the Vanguard, and back to the sea monsters. It's just a land and go. More lands coming up. That is, of course, lands for another play here, and that is the Icon of Ancestry. Icon of Ancestry will choose his cats, and all the cats will get +1/+1. So that means 2 damage for the sea monsters, and adjust another land. And 4 lands is the amount we want to have for the cat player, because now a lot of options. Cup Warden is one of the options, or Leonin War Leader. I think it's going to be a War Leader. But here is a Soul Manipulation. It's a counter spell, and of course let's look in the replay. So the War Leader hits the board and the control player waits a little bit. The hand is removed, and there is the counter spell.
Nope.
How vicious is this play? How vicious. No more War Leader. Just the Leonin Vanguard is there, and of course an attack is going to follow. 2 damage. And still 2 removal spells in hand for our sea monsters. Another Signet is drawn. There we go. So control player needs to have a lot of lands, and this is definitely the case. Dimir Charm in the hand and Agony Warp. That's a Despark. Another attack from the Vanguard for 2 damage. And sea monsters will not destroy the Leonin Vanguard. We're going back And first the Cauldron Familiar. So it's 1/1 cat. That also drains for 1. So -1, +1 for the cat player. And now another Leonin War Leader. And there is no answer this time for the control player. Ooh. So this is problematic. We're going to charm and hope for an answer. So look at the top 3 cards. I'll put one on top. It's going to be Consult the Necro Sages. And this is of course the card we're also wanting to play, being a control player. Draw 2 cards. We see a counter spell and a land, another land, a lot of lands. And a lot of power on the other side of the board, and there is more power coming. So first the Dread Malkin, a 1 with Menace. And of course we are going to see a Cup Warden enter the battlefield, and this is going to be countered. The Cup Warden would mutate on the Leonin Vanguard to make him extremely powerful, but this is not the case, but still a big attack. Big attack with a War Leader. Here are the cookie tokens, 1/1 with lifelink, but they get boosted because of the Icon of Ancestry. So the Leonin Vanguard is killed, and then 1 life was still gained because of the attack. And then the Agony Warp is also going to give the War Leader -3, -0. So that means 6 damage. And it's going to be 8 damage in total. And there is a Crush of Tentacles. A little bit of hope. Bounce all the non-land permanents. So all the cats will go back into the cat player's hand. Will this be a glimmer of hope? A control player needs time to find answers. This is a cast off. So no more pressure, but of course a lot of cards in hand. And the good thing is for the cat player, there are 6 cards in the hand of the cat player and no cards for the control player. So Cauldron Familiar drains another life and a War Leader, and we need an answer. In Ultimate Prize we find an answer for the sea monsters. It's going to kill the War Leader, and it's going to do it in his turn. Afraid for some shenanigans from the cat player. There comes an Icon of Ancestry for the cat player, making the Cauldron Familiar stronger. A drain from a new Cauldron Familiar, and there is another attack.
Game over.
And that will be it. Another land for the control player. A little bit of a mana flood. A little bit too much lands. Too much signets. Too much talismans. And here is the lethal attack. The cats will advance to the next round. Wow. Thanks for watching. I hope also to see you in the next round, where we're going to see spiders versus birds.